I'll tell you who was hating. New York bred Kenny Smith.
Always the big question still is, do you have two guys that can play at the level of Tatum and Brown when it comes down to it? Do you have two guys that can play the way Donovan Mitchell can possibly play? Or do you have two guys on a consistent in a 7-game series? Can you match Joel Embiid and Maxey? Those are the questions that's going to either happen if Joel Embiid comes back, because the Knicks are right there. But are they able to go over the top with really on paper, just on paper, Ernie?
Yo, does Kenny Smith, they don't watch basketball games. And he's supposed to be like the super analyst of the group. What is Kenny Smith talking about? Do you have two Donovan Mitchells? Was one good enough last year for the Cavaliers? Kenny? Anybody out there? Was one Donovan Mitchell good enough last season in the playoffs when it mattered most? Back to eliminated by Jalen Brunson. Man, oh man. Man, oh man.
They don't have always the best player, no matter how great Brunson.
Josh Hart, please, if you're dribbling the ball more than twice, you're doing the defense a favor. They know this. Every single time you go doop, 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 that third time, every time you go to the basket, they swipe and rip you in the same exact location in the air. Every single play. Josh Hart, you look like you're from the Bronx. You need to start acting like it.
Brunson is great. But sometimes if you look at Embiid, you look at Tatum, you're going to say those guys have proven that they have done it and done it for more than 1 year. That's the question.
Well, how good has that guy been lately? Dante DiVincenzo been lighting it
It's
up.
by committee. Can they? You know what? The other thing, Chuck, before it's going to be, can they be those Detroit Piston teams?
Yes. Well,
can they be that and be the Laker team?
I want to say a couple things. Number one, I think the Knicks did get better.
Yes.
Because I watched them play the Lakers the other night, and all the Lakers did was take the ball out of Brunson's hand, and nobody else could make a shot. They went like 7 minutes in that game because I want to see them, but obviously they're not whole without OG.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Why Charles Barkley got to go talk some sense into you? The Alabama slammer himself. Remember, Barkley's a gambler, right? Barkley's he's been the parlay king. So he's fully aware of like what makes when teams are good. Like they watch for other things when you got money on the game, you know. And I like the fact that, I mean, they could get a little arrogant. They all get arrogant. And we all do as human beings. And am I siding with Chuck because Chuck is siding with us? As a part of it is true. But they're stuck in their convictions and their narratives. Oh, Brunson's he can never be a 1A because he's short. Kenny Smith is stuck on that. He's stuck on that forever until he's proven wrong. And then if we lose, it's like, see, that's why they lost. No. We're surrounding our players, our superstar, with the complementary pieces. That's all. OG Anunoby is perfectly complimentary because Brunson is not able to do what OG does defensively. And even if he did, you want to look for somebody who could spell you and give you time. Michael Jordan was one of, if not the best defensive player, right, of his time at the 2 guard on the perimeter. Once you add Scotty, it's like, oh, hold on. I don't got to play defense. I could take off a little bit. And I just think with Brunson, we're really adding, like I said, the pieces possible. And, you know, Kenny's just not watching the game enough, and they're stuck on the narrative, and they don't want to be wrong. And I don't understand what's wrong with being that way. Maybe I'm not in the media game long enough, right? Because I think that's a big problem that these media guys have, is that for some reason they take a position and they ride it along because you can't really confuse your audience either, it sounds like. They're going to pick you apart if you do that. And you got to stick to whatever you said, maybe for that reason, trying to shoot him some bail. But no way possible. Kenny Smith is watching Jalen Brunson day in, day out. And he was a point guard. He was a scoring point guard himself, as a matter of fact. Like, Jalen Brunson is one of the best post-up players in the game. And he's stuck on the fact of whether or not we got two Donovan Mitchells. He actually stated that. He sounds just as dumb as Candace Parker did. And Candace Parker, look, y'all could say whatever reasons you want to. Bring in whatever kind of outside, that have nothing to do with basketball. She sounded dumb because she mentioned the Cavaliers series that we smoked him in, and also the Miami Heat series that Jalen Brunson was killing in. And Kenny Smith sounds even worse because you're from New York and you don't know that one Donovan Mitchell wasn't good enough at all against us last season. And what was their excuse? They were fully healthy. We didn't have Julius Randle available like that. Come on, Kenny. Get it together. You know what the hell you're talking about, man. You know what the hell you're talking about.